Hi everyone, this is Kohelet, and I'm here with, this is the Kosher Home and Garden, and right back there is the Kinneret, and this is the Sea of Galilee, in case you don't know what the Kinneret means in Hebrew. And here we have what's happening in the Kosher garden, and over here we have watermelon, and this one, I think this one's cashed out because my son pulled it out yesterday playing around. He just got excited and was watering and then decided to pluck out this watermelon. I thought I was able to save it, but the heat is too strong and the shock was too big, and I guess it's not going to make it. It's okay because watermelon is supposed to be about 24 inches apart. I didn't space it so much because I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I've never planted in Siberia before because it's very hot, and so this is why you see that. I'm going to go ahead and leave it like this. I know it, people don't want, but I lived in a ranch in Texas, and it's almost the same kind of hot. The only difference is the altitude. You see, I'm up high, and down there is the Galilee. So I've been trying to take out weeds to keep it clean. I don't let them grow and get big, so I want this to look clean. So every now and then I see something, I pick it up and I take it out because, like I said, I don't want anything extra growing that doesn't need to grow here. Now, I tried growing tomatillos over here, and I'm not sure if that's a tomatillo or weed. I'm going to kind of let it go, and jalapeno, so I'm going to kind of let it go out, see what happens. If it turns out not to be weed or jalapeno, my son also got in there. That's the trouble when you have a toddler. And like mine, he's very busy toddler, and he's very curious about everything. And so he just decided he wanted to garden over there. He took his little shovel up there. I had to put it away because he was shoveling out things, and maybe he shoveled out the seeds. I don't know, but I haven't seen the progress that I've seen with the watermelons and the corn. And this is white corn. It's white sweet corn. It's organic. It's non-GMO. This is from the Victory Seeds collection. I think I will post the name on the channel so you can see what name type. I want to say it's white. I forget what the name of it. I don't recall it right now at the top of my head. But this is that. And this is crimson watermelon. And I'm hoping to get a good harvest here because I love watermelon and I love corn. So that's what's important to do, is like to keep you interested in what you're growing, to grow the things you're going to like and what you love. I love corn and I love watermelon, so I went with that first. I love jalapenos and salsa, so I was trying to make tomatillos over there and jalapenos because it's hard to get jalapenos in Israel. So I was trying to grow some organic jalapenos. Now over here on the second garden, I'm going to, de-weed over here because it's kind of like, this is going to be the container area here in this area, this section here, because I want to make sure that I'm not combining, because I want to plant a variety of things: cucumbers, tomatoes, different chilies, and fruit, and things like this. There's rules and regulations to all of this when you are Jewish farming, because we have to keep things separated so that things don't mix up. We're not allowed to create anything new. And I know in America and in lots of places, people will grow tomatoes, let's say, and they have all the tomatoes together and they start to combine and make a new species or a new breed of tomatoes. So according to our rules and regulations of Jewish farming, Hashem, God doesn't allow us to do that. So if I want to plant this corn, it has to be this breed and this breed only. And because corn is air pollinated, the wind blows and the pollen will pollinate the corn silk hairs that come out. So if I plant let's say I plant another corn here, it's going to cross each other and I'm going to create something new, and it's forbidden. Now, this is when it comes to Jewish farming. And why is that important? Because you want to kind of keep your seeds to be pure, especially if you're growing an organic garden. And part of the plan here is to also grow and also begin seed harvesting and having a library. Bezrat Hashem will have a library for people who want to grow their own garden, and when they finish growing, they just give back the seeds, and just so that we can help spread organic gardening in our communities here in Eretz Israel. And so this is part of the project that Kosher Home and Garden is embarking, and it's starting right now. And these two also, my son came and he got excited and he pulled them out. I tried to replant them. I don't know how this one's going to do, but it's going to, let's see if it comes through. But everything else is growing strong, and slowly we're going to talk. I water these at night. I don't water it in the morning. I'm going to probably start watering in the morning once they start developing their fruits. When I see that they're going to start flowering and getting, I'm going to probably water in the morning. But right now, the heat hasn't dried out the soil, and I'm seeing that watering at night, because this also has cocoa coir and a combination of things that helps keep the absorption of water inside. So I'm seeing that the success I'm having here is good, and I'm going to be applying the same techniques over here with container garden. Now the difference between growing in the ground and growing in a container is that the container is going to have these little balls, and the balls will develop so that the roots, they ball up, and their air, I want to say, well, I'm not going to say. I'll find out what it means, and on the next video, I'll demonstrate it when I'm getting to my container garden. So this is going to be the area of the shade. The sun is full. You need at least 8 hours shade of sun, for your garden, especially when you have corn or watermelon, tomatoes, things like this. But around 4 o'clock, the sun is going down, and the tree here, the olive tree that is right over here, comes and brings shade to this area here, so that it's not all the time in the shade. So that's important too, to have and create your garden in a way that you calculate the sun. I studied my garden from the time I moved in. I started studying how much sun and what area of shade, how much shade, and I timed it all, because I know that over here certain plants can go here, and over there certain plants can go here. And as I expand the garden to the more shady areas, I'll have the shady things there. And in the front porch of my house, I'll be growing all the lettuce and mint and other things that need to be planted in the shade and don't need so much sun. So as you can see here, this is what's been happening with the garden. And okay, sorry, I saw something. I thought it was a bird, but it's not good. I was like wondering about that. So I don't edit anything. This is straight from the thing. I know a lot of people spend a lot of time editing, but this is it. This is the result of what I've been planting. I've been going through, I'm not using any fertilizer. So what I've been doing is not fertilizer, pesticides. I don't want them. So I go through every 2 days and I look and check the back of the leaves. And if I find a bug or something, I just take it off, make sure they're not trying to eat my corn or trying to lay eggs, because the white butterfly, it looks like a white butterfly, but it's actually a white moth. They come and they lay eggs here, and those eggs, the little worms that come out from the eggs, or the caterpillars, or whatever these things are, they try to chew on your corn ears, corn leaves. So I don't want this right now. So far, nothing's been bothering the watermelon. And, they secrete a certain hormone, and there's certain things and tactics that you can learn how to help the thing, the plants, really take root. The one over there, it's probably suffering from heat, the little small one over there. And I guess it's all about the timing, because I planted them before the strong heat of Israel started here in Tiberias, because Tiberias is a very, very hot place. Like I told you, it's kind of like Texas, kind of like, Southern California. If you live out there, this is kind of like the same kind of climate, except for I'm up. But even in the up here in this altitude that I'm inside of, there's still plenty of heat. And there's that beautiful tree right here. I love it. I think it's just a perfect background for the garden. And there it is, the criminal that's trying to lay eggs on my vegetables. You know, so I know they're out here, and I'm out here too every now and then, checking the back one by one. I go through each one of them because they're very important to me, each one. And I can't wait for them to grow, to share with my neighbors, to share with friends. There's going to be plenty here for everybody. And also to save seeds. And we're going to go through all that here at Kosher Home and Garden. And I'll let you know which seeds I planted, what the result was. And over here, there needs to be, I put this wire down because I wasn't sure what kind of pests were here in terms of animals. So just in case, I put down this chicken wire, but I'm not going to do it over there. I realized that it was really not something, there's cement here. I realize there's really no threat here. There's more problems with cats coming and taking care of their business over here than I have with any kind of like rodent. So that I'm going to X out next time, but it's there now. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to put more soil because as I place the soil down, the potting soil, this is like this over here, only I added the soil so that there's a barrier between the ground and the soil that I'm planting in. And I'm going to add more soil now this coming month because the soil settled and now it needs a little bit more topsoil for the corn. As it grows, you have to kind of cover it. I'll show you what I'm talking about. You have to kind of bring the soil closer. We used to do it in the ranch in Texas. When we grew our corn, once it started getting taller, we would put more soil around it to support its height and its weight because, you know, they get heavy once they start to bloom and get the silks and start growing the corn. And over here, I guess I'm going to see if I'm going to need lateral, vertical growing. So if so then I'm going to have to place something up here. And this is why I chose this section, is so that if there needs to be any vertical gardening, so I'm going to vertical garden here with beans and tomatoes and cucumbers, they'll have the fence here to do that. And that's the point to everything. You have to kind of like figure out a way where you make all your environment work for you so that you can grow successfully. Because when you grow up, you really are taking up and maximizing your growing space in your garden. And like I said, you don't need to have a lot of property or a lot of territory to grow. Like you see here, you can do this in your patio. If you have a balcony, you can grow one or two things that you really like. If you like corn, you can grow corn, believe it or not, in a 5-gallon bag. No problem. I've seen people do it. They've done it with success. You can get a couple of 5-gallon bags and grow corn. 6 stalks of corn. Believe me, you get some corn. It'll be worth doing it just to have the taste. Or tomatoes, or cucumbers, or chilies, even if you like. Or, you know, some people have an herb garden. But that's the point of container growing, and this is what we're going to learn. And this is all we have to show for today. And I'm always looking around. Maybe my camera's moving because I did grow up in Texas, and I grew up in a border ranch. And in that border ranch, because it was a southern part of Texas, like southwest of San Antonio, I had a river. We had 2 rivers, the San Felipe and the Rio Grande, and a creek in the ranch. We still have this ranch. My father's buried there. May he rest in peace. We had a lot of snakes, so I'm always looking out for snakes everywhere I go. It's just so the camera wiggles and jiggles, but because I know I can sense like when there's snakes and stuff like that, so I'm always looking. It's just a habit I've had since a little girl. Everywhere I walked on the ranch, and we had neighbors that were also lived next to us, girls that we played with, our childhood friends, and we would walk to each other's ranches, and we were always like looking out for snakes because there was like rattlesnakes, cottonmouth, water snakes, bull snake. I mean, all these vipers, you know, all the most like poisonous coral snakes. So all the water moccasins, all these snakes were like rattlesnakes. All these things were always like, you know, anywhere, and you had to be careful. And so I just have this strong habit when I get in a place where there's a lot of like weeds and brush like this. This is like all like, you know, keep your eyes open situation, especially with my son. I'm always like looking out and making sure I don't hear or sense snakes anywhere. So you be careful wherever you are too, because that's just me. I don't know about you, but I don't like snakes. Okay, as long as they leave me alone, they can go wherever they want, but not here. All right. So, and there's a special creature of nature that's living here, and they're something that their habitat is natural in this environment, and I can't wait to show you them. I saw them the other day in the evening. They were coming by because I was watering the garden. They were looking up and they were curious to see what I was doing or who I was, and I'm going to get the name of what they are, and they're so cute. They look kind of like a gopher and a huge like a huge beaver or a huge gopher, but they're not, and they make little noises at night. I hear them purring at night when they're here, and they're very cute, but I don't want them in the house. And we also have a porcupine that comes in and out of our garden. So there's a lot of nice things when you're up here in this area. And I hope you like everything. Enjoy the view, enjoy the garden, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching Kosher Home and Garden, where we're teaching everyone around the world about Jewish farming. You can do it on a farm, in your house, in your apartment, anywhere. This is Urban Farming of Israel, and I hope you liked it. Please hit like and subscribe for more shows. Thanks, and good luck and success to everyone. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.